up and keep the lights on, because we're about to uncover the sinister truth that inspired the Deliverance. Let's get into it.
Night, for research purposes, I decided to watch the movie The Deliverance. In case you've never heard of it, this movie is inspired by true events. I actually visited the basement of the home where all of this crazy, haunting, D-word possession took place. To give you a quick little summary, the mom had just moved into the home with her 3 kids. I believe 2 of them were teenagers and the one was a little boy who was the one that was affected the most by the D-word possession. This thing that was in the home was trying to take over the little boy and make him do things that he had no control over, like hurt him himself or his family members. One by one, it started to take over each person in the home to the point where she was about to lose custody of her 3 kids because social worker, who was played by Monique, believed that she was hurting her children because her children had all of these unexplained bruises that she couldn't explain. It wasn't until the social worker saw the little boy crawling on the side of the wall with her own eyes that she started to believe that something paranormal was going on. But without giving anything else away, I'm gonna circle back to the part where I mentioned that I actually visited the basement where all of this horrible, haunting, demonic stuff took place. I don't know if you guys remember, but a couple months back I was in Vegas and I decided to visit the Zach Bagans Haunted Museum. He actually purchased the home. And before he had it demolished, he preserved the basement and actually had it in his museum. When you first walk into the room, out of all the other areas of that museum that I visited, that one felt the heaviest. There were these 2 girls that were in the same group that I was in that kept making fun of like every single exhibit. To them, it was a joke. And that's the last thing that you should ever do, is disrespect any of those things, because they're gonna come at you so much worse. Here's a little clip from that video of me telling you what ended up happening to those girls.
When we were in there, you can feel like the heaviness and the eeriness. The one girl that was laughing, and she kept laughing throughout the whole thing, I saw when a hand went up her back and then went like this. It was almost like she was being marked and this thing was going home with her.
So yes, I 100% believe all of the things that took place in the house. I mean, in the movie, they try to like Hollywood it up. Of course, they're gonna wanna make it more dramatic. But according to the real story in the movie, they did leave a lot of things behind. They kind of watered it down a little bit. So if you're into that type of stuff, go watch it. But I highly recommend that you cleanse and pray after.
Tell y'all one thing, you better stop playing with the spiritual realm and thinking movies is just movies and nothing can jump out that screen, because you're gonna find yourself in a lot of I'm not telling you what to do. I saw the movie. I wouldn't suggest you see the movie. What I'm telling you is this: that movie Deliverance, that is not a movie that you want to play in your house. That is not a movie that you want to play in your house. Let me say this to you again. That is not a movie that you want to play in your house. I came in last night, maybe around 1, 2, 3 maybe, and I put that movie on. And since young, I always loved me some horror movies. I love them. I watch them. I laugh at them. But let me tell you something. This movie right here is a little bit different. And the reason I say it's a little bit different, because it messed with my spirit. More so, today, I was sitting down and I'm like, let me watch that movie again. Because, you know, I like to go back and watch movies and see what I missed. And my spirit said, don't watch that movie in here again. Do not watch that movie in here again. Then I got to digging. And I see that the people who were making this movie were going through certain complications. I see that the people who were involved with this movie, some of the people passed away. I see that even Monique went through certain complications after making this movie. I see that they hired a priest to be on the set. Nah, man. Come on, man. You got to realize that these people are putting these things here for a reason. And once you realize that, you'll be good. Listen, you're an adult. You can do what you want to do. But I tell you this, I don't think it's the right move to watch that movie. Pay attention.
After watching this movie on Netflix last night, like getting to the end of the movie, I had like a deja vu moment where I realized that this movie is based off of a event that happened in Gary, Indiana. And the crazy thing is, the movie is really, really good. It is fucking scary. But they watered down this movie so much because LaToya, my girl, went through it in that house. But I'm gonna tell you about it. So go ahead and grab your drink so you can be scared just like I was. So this right here is Latoya Amons, I want to say, but I'm just calling her Latoya because I don't want to butcher her last name. But yes, Latoya actually lived in the house in which the movie is based off of. And this right here is the true house. If you go on YouTube, you can find history of the demon house, in which was actually purchased by a very, very famous ghost hunter, and it was since then demolished because there were supposedly over 400 demons in the home. 400. I don't even have 400 people in my life, so yeah. But that is the true home, and I'm gonna tell y'all a little history about the home. So what had happened was in 2011, Latoya, her mother, and her 3 children moved into this home. They rented the home. You know, it was a very affordable home. They don't know why the previous people left the home, but it was presentable for her, her mom, and her 2 children, so she moved in. It was a nice home. There was nothing wrong with the home. Like, that home looks like a home that anyone would live in. But that wasn't no regular motherfucking house. Within a couple of weeks of living in that house, Latoya and her mother immediately start to hear footsteps in the middle of the night, and pantry doors, the basement doors just randomly closing. Now, my girl Latoya, she didn't think nothing about it because she do got 3 kids. She had 3 kids. You know, kids, they do stuff in the middle of the night. We can't help it. But one night when she did hear the movement in the middle of the night, she got up, and y'all want to know what my girl seen? In her kitchen, I was about to say living room. In her kitchen, she seen the figure of a man pacing back and forth around her kitchen. So my girl went to go turn the light on, and guess what? There was nothing there. Only thing that was left was some footprints from some wet boots. She checked all the doors was locked. So there was no reason as to why those was there, but that was just the beginning. Now, Latoya came from, you know, a praying background, so she would bless the house and, you know, stuff would not happen. But after stuff would stop happening, the stuff that would happen would be 10 times worse than the little issues that they had before, if that makes sense. But follow me. I want to make sure you're here. So after Latoya blessed the house and, you know, she did all of her things to, you know, cleanse the home, after getting some recommendations, she realized that stuff stopped happening to her, but it started happening to her kids. Now, I don't remember exactly the age of the kids. I know the oldest one was like 9, but most of the things that were going on were happening to the son, which was the baby son. And I want to say he was like at the oldest, maybe 6. So the kids start to have different scary nightmares. They start to not be wanting to sleep in their room. They start to say that they're seeing different things in their closet. They're starting to see red eyes in their closet in the middle of the night. Latoya also notices that her kids are starting to talk in different languages. She even made a report of, you know, she realizing that they're getting hurt by flying objects. And worst of worst, the kids would be using the bathroom and they would get slung out of the bathroom by nothing. Now, as stuff got worse and worse with the kids actually start speaking in different voices. The kids start levitating. Like, it was bizarre to the point where Latoya was like, baby, I'm bringing y'all to the hospital because are we all crazy? Am I crazy? Are y'all crazy? Let's go. Tell me why when Latoya brought them kids to the hospital, baby, the son decided to do a trick for them and he decided to bend backwards, go up the wall upside down and do a flip in front of the doctors. Oh, you can look it up. It was records. They scared the hospital staff so bad with the things that they were doing that they could not explain that the children were sent to some form of care for kids dealing with demonic forces. I didn't even know that was a thing.
The Deliverance. How are we feeling about it? Like, what is y'all's takeaways? And I'm about to talk spiritually for a second, so it's totally okay to scroll past if you disagree. As someone who's a psychologist and someone who also very much believes in deliverance, Lee Daniels did an amazing job highlighting how cycles of unhealed trauma and abuse, how that can lead to spiritual oppression and possession. And he did a great job highlighting the backstory and the portals that were open that exposed the family to that. In addition, I feel as though when it comes to like deliverance and things of that nature, we often see movies like this that are highlighted from the Catholicism type of perspective. Rarely do you ever see it from an apostolic perspective. And when I say apostolic, I'm not necessarily talking about a denomination. I'm talking about coming in with like that authority through the teachings of Jesus Christ and the apostles. We rarely see that. And lastly, Miss Andra Day, beloved, are you okay? Because the way you played that role, the way you were able to tap into all of those really dark emotions and heavy emotions that you were experiencing. We often hear about how like actors and actresses, they sometimes go into a state of depression if they play a very heavy role. And I feel like this was like one of those roles. So girl, I'm just checking in on you. Are you okay? Do you need anything from us? Because we are here for you. Because you did that.
Whichever the hell one of you cousins told me to watch the Deliverance, I just finished it. And guess what I need? A damn Deliverance. Go on Netflix right now and watch this damn movie. First of all, let's start it off. Monique, glad you and Lee Daniels is back cool. That's the main reason why y'all need to go watch it. Run my girl up. Make sure y'all get her some coins. Amen. Let them know that we need her in more stuff. Great performance. I want to start off there. Now, this is basically a story that happened in Indiana that is based on the lines of a true story. Look it up, watch it, and look up the person name at the end of the movie. No, I'm not going to give you the information. Now, it's about a lady who had some kids. She was going through a rough time. Apparently, she moved into a house. When she moved into this house, shit got sketchy, and apparently the devil wanted her babies. Amen? So, this is something that I think all y'all need to watch. It's real good. It's number 1 on Netflix this weekend. Just came out August the 30th. Y'all see down there, August 30th just came out. Go ahead, run it up. In the comments after you finish the movie, not before. Run it up, y'all.
Please do not watch The Deliverance. I watched a documentary that had to do with that same house years ago, and at the beginning of the documentary, it had a disclaimer and a warning to all the viewers that they are not liable for death or injury to whoever's watching it. People on set got sick. So people were hurt. And I mean, this is no joke. Like, this is real. Like, all of this is 100% real. Demons are real. All of this is real. And by you watching this movie in your house, you could be opening up a door for these demons to come into your house, into your family's lives. And so I don't know about you guys, but I'm not watching the movie and I'm staying far away from it. And I really hope it just gets off my TikTok feed because I don't even want to hear about it.
Watch this, y'all.
Upstairs, something begins to happen in the center bedroom.
This shit is crazy.
We went in the center bedroom on the first floor, and the blinds were dripping oil. In fact, they weren't dripping from the top as you would expect. They were dripping from the middle of the blinds.
Now, there's a priest downstairs blessing the house.
There was some liquid material that
during this time
on some blinds in there, and we had no source for that material.
We left the room. First, we photographed it and documented it, and then I wiped down the blinds. Mm-hmm. And then we sealed the room, and I thought if the grandmother had went in there and introduced
they thought somebody was doing it.
I wanted to make sure that she didn't go in the second time. So we stuck a Q-tip in the door, at the bottom of the door, and then we came back about 40 minutes later after Father Maginot had blessed the house, and the Q-tip was still in the door. We went in, and then the blinds were dripping oil again. Lieutenant Grushka actually went outside, and we shined flashlights on the outside of the windows to see if it was coming in from the outside or from the ceiling, and we could never determine the source, Zach.
And listen to this shit.
This CPS worker would be the next to fall victim to the malevolent energy in this home.
The CPS opened the cabinet, and she took her left hand, I remember, she may be left, and she touched the dripping.
The fluid that you've been seeing.
Now, why the hell she touched it? I don't know.
When she touched the fluid, her whole half of her hand changed like all the blood had been drawn out of it.
It went white.
White. It was just completely white. And she had to leave the house.
She had complained of pain in that, and it did.
Ain't no way I would have touched that shit.
I went on the investigation, like I said at the very beginning, thinking that it was a hoax. The more investigation we did, I believe that there's something there. There's just too many people
you damn right.
that I know who are truthful people that saw things that some of them, which I saw.
They thought that black family was lying.
Everything.
I was talking to the Child Protective Services worker. Her hand was starting to come back to life.
Okay.
And Father Maginot came to the front porch stairs outside, and he stood there, and he looked. I say, Father, what's wrong? And he looked exactly like the CPS worker's hand. He was flush as a sheet of paper. And it was like, I said, what's wrong? And he said, the blinds are dripping.
The blinds are dripping. Y'all, this documentary better than the damn movie. Lord, they should have put this on.
Angela, they got a face that only models will dream to kill for. Oh my gosh, this lady is so beautiful. I had to watch The Deliverance 3 times because the other 2 times I was just too caught up on her beauty because I was like, damn, she's so beautiful. Oh my God. And she had me with that one scene where she was beating up one of the corner kids and she was like, touch my family, I swear to God. I said, ooh, Andrew. Oh my God. I like this one. Touch my family, I swear to God. Call your mama, I'll rock that. Oh, girl, Angela ate. She knows she ate. Not even just her. The whole cast ate. The Deliverance, like, Lee Daniels. Damn it, you did it again. You did it. The Deliverance was just a top tier movie. If you did not get it, maybe you need to rewatch it so you can get it. And if you refuse to get it, then you part of the problem. No. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Y'all are delusional. And y'all be trying to see the negative parts in everything. And any and everything that's good. This is a positive message. Yes, it's a scary movie. But the message is positive. That's the whole point of the movie. Fear does not reside where God is. And God does not reside where fear is. Okay? That was the message. That was along the lines of the message. But clearly a lot of y'all did not get that because y'all talking about I don't like the movie. It's this, it's that. Girl, just don't like it then. Go on about your business. Don't nobody care. Oh, they made it crystal clear. This is not a Tyler Perry movie. The wigs was eating. I mean, Granny had scalp. Okay? Every wig that she tried on that scene, scalp. When she did that sewing on her daughter, a white woman doing a sewing. And it's actually eating? Girl, I was gagging the whole damn movie. I said, Lee Daniels. If you don't win the award for this one...
Daniels' new movie, The Deliverance, and I'm excited to see what people think. Because, to be honest with you, if you watch the trailer, it didn't really show you anything. I don't really like to compare movies, but I would say it was very much giving Woman Thou Art Loosed meets The Exorcist. The Conjuring of Precious, if you will. But before the horror starts, it's like watching a hood drama with Glenn Close. All the clips officially released by Netflix are pretty much just Glenn Close saying things like, this catfish got too much garlic. You know, to showcase how good she is at getting the accent of a white woman that lives in the hood who always got a cigarette and only date black men. Side note, if you ever been dying to see a movie where Glenn Close and Omar Epps flirt with each other, this is the movie for you. You start watching this movie, the appeal is seeing if Glenn Close can pull off this character, and she do. It's refreshing seeing actors you never would expect to act together, acting together. Because Glenn Close pastor in this movie is played by Tasha Smith. It's a beautiful thing when you get to work with icons like Glenn Close, and you didn't have to get into white movies. Glenn Close came to you. Starts off and kind of feel like a Lee Daniels movie. Feel like you getting a version of Precious that went through therapy. Then it becomes horror. All of a sudden, shit starts flying. Literally. Kids start getting bruises and they don't know from where, and then Monique gets to do a reversal of Precious and play the social worker that saves the abused children. Because you know it's getting bad when one of the little kids start talking to somebody that ain't there. Oh, this your imaginary friend? No, he's not imaginary. He's right here. And you gotta give props to Andra Day. This woman is an actor. It's very rare that a singer is this lived in as an actor. She has no vanity. If the character need to say that, then I'ma say it. You know those singers who will only do movies if their makeup is just right, even though they playing the distraught mom of a possessed child? I feel like nobody's really ready for the ending of this movie. Like, the trailer really don't show you anything, but also they get to do some things and say some things that I know are going to become memes. You know, back to Glenn Close, Lee Daniels was right when he said that she had to have balls to play this part. She gets to do and say things that you would never expect Glenn Close to do and say. She does not say the N-word though. So let's all...
Get away from me. Get away. Back the fuck up.
Is there a body underneath here? Buried? Said I am.
I am the child.
Said I am. Said I am.
Why don't we go upstairs?
We could also check to see if we have any bleeding from the oil.
Father Mike wants to check the windows upstairs, where before, when the police dug up the items, a mysterious oil-type substance began dripping from the blinds.
How do you feel? This is where it was dripping. Here. Is that dry?
Wait, this is wet.
Is it wet?
Yeah.
It's wet now.
Oh God, yeah.
It's wet? Okay, and some of it. Got it.
What?
It's all wet.
Watch, it's starting right now. Watch, it's expanding.
That just got bigger.
Okay, yeah, no, that's what we...
That wasn't there, because I remember I went through here.
Okay, it's coming. There it goes. Now.
You see it?
That's it.
It's going through the pores. Get that on camera.
Yeah.
Is it? Look at it. Just got bigger.
Yeah.
Father, look.
Okay.
Look at it. Just got wider.
Yeah, that's what it's doing.
See, look at on my finger. You see it?
Yeah.
It's like dripping off.
It's like coming out of the pores. It's getting wetter and wetter.
You can see that.
That's getting wet now.
It's getting wet.
Here now. Look.
Yeah.
Look.
Holy. Oh my God.